I think one thing I like to talk about and think about is
Hmm.
redefining success, right?
Exactly.
Because a lot
Yeah.
of times the definition of success is the problem that you're facing, right? So
Hmm.
where it's okay, if one version of success is a lady or a bunch of people rushing to your
Yeah.
product and loving it and buying it and you're making all this money, if you take a few steps back, you say, you know what, like you said, success is me putting my hard work into building this product. It done took me a whole year or 2 years to learn the craftsmanship to be
Yup.
able to put this out, and now I have something that's physical in front of me. That's success. And
Nah.
like,
Yeah.
I completely see where you're coming from in terms of feeling like a failure, because I have done so many different projects, especially when it comes to fits, try
Hmm.
to build so many different things that have failed. But it's like, what am I doing each time? I'm learning about that and I'm
Yeah.
pushing my ideas forward and I'm putting it out. And you know what? Maybe it wasn't the right play, but I'm just going to take that and go back to the bat cave and
Yeah.
come
Go
back
back to the
with
back
a
case.
better play each and every time. And I feel like that's
Definitely.
success, because a lot of people think that there's overnight success, but a lot of the time it is constant lessons, it's constant learning, it's constant growth. And like, at that point, my definition of success is
Yeah.
getting better each and every day, so that when that opportunity comes, when that ball comes right in front of my face, I'm ready to knock it out the park. And then everyone thinks that, oh, that was an overnight success, when really it was a
You know.
compounding of consistency and getting better.
You know what I think about it when you say about that, like the success overnight. I feel like people think about. I'm gonna go like a little bit off topic. I'm going to music a little bit. People think Ice Spice is an overnight thing, right? But like, if you really break down what it takes to actually like be in this stuff, I don't believe she just made one song and just got popping. Like nobody makes, and I feel like if you make music, you don't make one song and then get popping. There's a journey. I feel like Ice Spice has made at least 30 songs. I'm just saying, I'm giving it a bare amount, at least 30 songs previously before this main one came out. And even if you want to take the song just out of context, right? The person who made the video for her, right? That person had to see something in the past of her to actually be okay with making that video, right? And it's not just bread because it's like you giving somebody money to make a video. The videographer has to have some type of alignment to make that video.
100%.
Nobody is making and just taking bread
100%.
and just making just no, nobody's doing that. So
I'm with
they
you.
either one had an alignment for some shit that she had in the past, or he seen something in her that was gonna be great for the future.
A
So it was
hundred
like,
percent. And
is
let me further that point real quick. So at the last show we talked about the 10,000 hour rule, right? And so
yeah.
what I didn't know at the time was that rule came from Malcolm Gladwell in the book
Hmm.
Outliers, right?
Hmm.
And he's the one that introduced the 10,000 hour rule. And this is
Yeah.
how he prefaced it. He said, hockey players in Canada, right?
Hmm.
When you look at the actual ages of all the hockey players and the dates, all their birthdays are in January. And he was
Hmm.
like, January, February, March. And he said, well, why is that? Well, the cutoff, the age cutoff, when you play
Hmm.
sports, how it's like to get in different age groups, there's always a cutoff. Well,
Yeah.
that was January 1st. So what was happening
Wow.
was the oldest kids were the biggest kids at the time when they were tiny. They're five, they're on the ice, right?
Yeah.
They're a lot older and physically more developed than the kids that were born in October or December, right?
Mm.
And those same kids got put into higher practice divisions and higher leagues at younger ages, which forced them to play more hockey over the course of their life than the kids that were born in December, told that they weren't as good, right? Got put in the
Mm.
worst leagues. They
Damn.
played less
Wow.
hockey. And so
Yeah.
his point is, these kids, in thinking that they were an early success, had more confidence, and got put into better leagues, which required more work. And over the course of time, all of that time ended up compounding into a point where eventually they put in 10,000 hours where other
Mm,
people had only put in 2,000 hours. And it's because they played more hockey. And so I thought that was
mm,
fire in terms of, he even said Bill Gates. People look at Bill Gates and said, "Oh, he dropped out of college at Harvard and started Microsoft. How did he do that?" Well, Bill Gates, luckily, and part of the 10,000 hours is opportunity and luck hitting you. He was born at the right time where when he touched eighth grade, his school got a computer.
nah, that's
And over
crazy.
that course of time, Bill Gates programmed 8 hours a day for the next 8 years, getting him
Mm,
to 10,000 hours. And they talk about how a lot of the time, if you achieve a little bit of early success, you end up putting in more work, and that more work compounds and compounds and compounds, and it gets you better and better and better to the point where people don't realize that, oh, I really did just do this same thing for the last 8 years. Whereas somebody
nah,
that is trying
yeah.
to do exactly what I did put in a lot less work, and that is the 10,000 hours.
Hmm. See, yeah, nah, yeah, definitely, 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 definitely.